Hello everybody, welcome back to an episode of Reddit Reacts. This time we're looking at expectation versus reality. So let's go down to the top 15 of the last month and see what we find. Number 15, I think I made a mistake. Yeah, that didn't quite work out how you planned, did it? Firstly, it's supposed to have a mouth. Yep. Let's blame the instructions. Let's just blame the instructions, yeah? Moving on. Number 14 from a local Facebook group, Nutella Pizza. I mean, at one point, Dominos had a Nutella pizza dessert. So that's what it's supposed to look like, with the marshmallows and the banana. And how it turned out, those are completely different marshmallows. And are there even bananas on that? I think you went to you looked at the menu for one place and then ordered from somewhere else that just so happened to have that also on the menu, because that is completely different. Number 13, Subway Pizza. Wow, that is completely, at least they look similar to each other and not what their pictures are. Because, yeah, it's not just this one just looks like it, they all look that bad. The one on the left almost looks raw, like they haven't actually heated it up yet. But yeah, that's completely different to what they're supposed to. I don't think I've never seen Subway Pizza here, not usually on the menu, but I can't speak for how it's turned out here. But okay, moving on. Number 12, it's my mother's 45th birthday today, so we ordered her a nice £25 bouquet off eFlorist. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to look like. That's what they got. Okay, that is, I mean, the one on the left, it looks like has the same things as, I think you just got the wrong vase, because if you move all those together, it looks like the one on the left. So I'm not going to say it's your fault, but it's kind of got same number of everything there. It's just you've displayed it badly. Am I the villain for saying that? But yeah, the bouquet on the left looks fine. Is that the actual bouquet they got? Are they? It is. They moaning about the one they got on the left. Granted, it's not worth 25, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like it's £25. My nan is a florist and I've seen many flowers in my time, but that doesn't look bad. But when you put it in a vase that's made for 4 times the size of bouquet, you kind of done it to yourself. Get a thinner necked vase. That would sort your problem. Thinner necked vase and you're done. And at least you got the flowers at the right time that they'll open up later. So they may, you see, you're comparing it to a bigger bouquet. It's like twice as many, and they've got all the flowers are open. Yours aren't quite there yet, but when they open up, they make more space, so they'll fill out some of the space, but not enough to fill up the size of vase that you've got. So I think you need to buy another vase. Vases that just taper out are always going to have all of your plants, your flowers just leaning out everywhere. If they have a neck that goes in, it's going to pinch them together and actually look like a tighter bouquet of flowers. So you put them in a flower pot. You should have probably got a vase. Number 11, looking at reviews for a nearby cake shop, I have so much secondhand embarrassment. So they wanted a Chelsea cake and they got a picture of the cake on top of a cake. Ordered a birthday cake to be made to look like the Chelsea football team, sent an image of the baker on what the cake should look like. They simply printed out the image I sent them and covered up "Happy Birthday Mike" to put Craig. Oh yeah, you can see they actually put icing on the picture. So the thing is, when it's like going to somebody who's an artist and saying, "Can I have this Mona Lisa copy, please?" They're their own artist. They want to do it their own way. Granted, they could have made a better cake and stuck this on it to make a point, but they were just in such a mood that they decided to rushly do it. Giving a picture of a cake saying, I want this, kind of takes away from... Like, you also got a bigger... That picture looks like a small cake. You got given a big cake. Maybe they thought, how am I going to make a cake like this for the amount of people that they want it to be for? So they just couldn't do it that way. And they were so annoyed that you basically said, replicate this. They just put their own picture on it. Put the picture on it. Number 10. I was gifted a Croquet Your Own Spider-Man doll kit. I've never crocheted before. Is this gonna be a good one? Here we go. It turned out as you'd expect. The thing is with crochet, if you follow the pattern, it's hard to go wrong, because you can just unpick and try it again. With crochet, it's set in stone, I suppose. You say that's your first attempt. That could have been your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, because you can unpick it and put it back again. But yeah, it turned out pretty well. He's a bit on the chubbier side, but let's leave it at that. Just gonna move on. Number 9. Thanks, Domino's. I hate it. Wait, Domino's did a sub? When was this? Where was this? And then they did that to it. Who did this? Who did what to the person that did this to make them go, I just don't care? Again, all the pictures you see of fast food, more than a pinch of salt. Most of the stuff in that picture is either made of poisonous materials to make it look like the real thing, or just not edible altogether. It could just be rubber. Number 8. I tried to make those cute little octopus dogs. It didn't go well. Good. That's what we want to see. Stuff that doesn't go well on this subreddit. So that's what they're expecting. They look pretty cute. And they turned into... Oh, wait. So they are cut. They're probably heat through first and then cut. And then these look like they were deep fried, maybe? Who deep fries hot dogs? Why? Why would you do that? Hot dogs in the UK come in brine or not in anything. And you can boil them in the brine and then that heats them up. Or you can take the normal hot dog that's not in brine. So did they boil it in oil? What the hell happened to those hot dogs? What did they do to you? Okay, moving on to number 7. KFC Beyond Nugs. Beyond fried chicken. So it's the fake chicken. So what's the difference between these two pictures? They're exactly the same. They cut and look like, granted, dense chicken, but they still look like chicken. So what are you saying with this? Is this, it turned out good? Is this one of those nasty, it turned out as I expected one posts? I hope not. I hope it tasted real bad. Okay, number 6. This shake. Expectation is again spot on. It nailed it. Congratulations. Well done. It looks exactly like the picture behind it. Well done, you did your job correct. Because you ordered that. They've been making those probably 40 times a day. I'd be surprised if they got it wrong. It's their job. But well done, it looks like the picture. You managed to spot it in the background and go, I'm going to snap a picture of this. Some Reddit karma. Well done. Number 5. My poor mother-in-law got bamboozled by a fake website. The delivered Charlie Brown tree is so pathetic looking. I honestly love it. Oh, so it's not hanging on a branch. It's just a picture on some perspex of a tree and them hanging on the tree branches. That is a whole nother level. It is exactly like the image. If you put a piece of white paper behind it, it will look exactly the same. Yeah, that is a whole nother level of replica. Number 4. Tourism. Okay. Yeah, the first person. That's the thing. At least now, you've been able to do this for a while in Photoshop, but with the new Google phones and I think the new Samsung ones as well, you can remove objects and people from the picture, so you can remove all of the crappy tourists. Yourself in this moment are also a crappy tourist, but you can remove all the crappy tourists from the picture. I guess there's some like honor system there, where everyone stands back while they get their picture taken. And then you have to be nice and quick there. Don't take your time because you've got people waiting. But you go up, one person stays back to take the picture, one person goes up forwards, arms out, they swap, take the pictures, leave, next people join and go. Yeah, when you see these pictures online of all these magical places, you're not the only person seeing that. You're not the other person going, oh, that looks cool, I want to go there. You're not the first person to think that. The other person taking the picture that was already there that you're seeing now has thought that and went there. There's going to be more people going there constantly. A lot of places are ruined by tourism. Number 3, the scientists must be stopped. Oh yeah, the evolution of more understanding of the T-Rex. The big old turkey that he is. You can't even see his arms anymore. At least there's one thing that stays true. The size. You can't... The one thing we have had for 20 odd years is the size of the T-Rex. Apart from if you go to the Jurassic Park films and go, that's not a Velociraptor. But at least we found Utahraptor, which is the same size as the raptors in Jurassic Park. So maybe Jurassic Park was ahead of its time. They actually modelled it of Utahraptors that were discovered after the film came out, but sure. But yeah, scientists must be stopped. We must leave them as they are. Yes, we can gain more understanding, but keep it to yourself. If you find out some breakthrough that they actually weren't feathers, they were actually massive scales that are hanging off the side of the body, keep it to yourself. Number 2, Twitch streamer admits to using camera filters to look thinner. Okay. You don't look fat. You just, compared to the thinner version, if you don't have the filter on, no one would notice. When you turn the filter on, leave it for a bit and then turn it off, that's the only time you'd notice. The camera adds 10 pounds. Yes, you say that. But you could do with adding 10 pounds. Number 1. Ooh. I tried baking a skull cake, but instead I ended up with a pharaoh from 1500 BC. You really did. That is... If you want... I suppose if you're doing a skull cake, it's for Halloween. So this is perfect. It came out better than expected. It is really, really good for Halloween. Cake molds rarely work anyway, because the cake is gonna... It's not just gonna be... If it stays at that level and does not rise, you've done something bad. And if it rises, it will not keep the shape of the mold unless it doesn't rise over the top, which if this cake tin was deeper and you didn't fill it up as much, it could work. Maybe you overfilled it, but you got a good rise. You got a good rise on that cake. That was the top post of expectation versus reality over the last month. I will see you guys next time. If you want to like the video, if you liked it, dislike it if you don't want to see your reaction. And yeah, put a comment down below about anything you thought of any of the posts, and if you have any subreddits you can recommend for me to look at. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.